The Trump administration ran on a promise to fight corruption. But the reality is that they're taking these problems to a whole new level. They're using two main tools to tighten their grip on power: fear and rewards. That's not democracy. To me, it looks a lot more like the tactics of organized crime. It's cartel politics. I'm Maria McFarland Sanchez Moreno, CEO of RepresentUs, and I've seen this play out before. I've spent years working on human rights issues across Latin America, the Middle East and North Africa, and other countries. For many years, I worked in Colombia, where in the 1980s and 1990s, Colombian cocaine cartel leader Pablo Escobar coined a simple phrase to encapsulate how he controlled others: plata o plomo, silver or lead. In other words, take the money or take a bullet to the head. The drug lord and congressman at the time gave officials, media outlets, and business people the choice of profiting immensely by joining his corrupt network or suffering the consequences, which in Medellin at the time meant assassination. Trump's inner circle is cashing in. While slashing funding for cancer research and food safety, he's handing out lucrative government contracts to top donors, like Elon Musk, whose companies already rake in billions. Oil company executives who backed Trump's campaign are now seeing their reward: deregulation, new drilling access, and weekend competition from clean energy. And behind it all, Trump's family stands to profit, raising serious conflict of interest concerns at every turn. At the same time, those who have dared to stand up to the administration are experiencing harsh punishment. Trump's aggressive lawsuits against the media, his targeting of law firms, the dismissal of prosecutors and effort to purge the FBI of agents involved in investigations of Trump all send a warning that it is dangerous to cross the president. Trump's retribution seems to have been most intense against Republicans who were once in his orbit, including Trump's April 9 executive order targeting past administration officials Miles Taylor and Chris Krebs, and his day one move to strip former advisor John Bolton of his security detail. Members of Congress have reported that there is fear not only of political consequences, like being primaried by Trump allies, but also death threats by unknown actors. Those fears might be made more pronounced by Trump's pardon of even the most violent January 6 rioters, which send the message that those who engage in violence on Trump's behalf will get away with it. Most Americans, including Republicans and Democrats, do not want to live under a system of cartel politics. Fear should have no place in our government. But too many people in Congress and in important business, media, and other sectors are remaining silent. Most Americans want a government that works for them, not to enrich those in power. It's time for us to demand something better. Better than the wild corruption we're seeing in power today, but also better than the corruption that was already in the system before. So a word of warning to the politicians and wealthy interests who are playing along with today's cartel politics, either hoping for rewards or out of fear. When you place so much power in the hands of one individual or network, you also place yourself at their mercy. If you turn your back on the rule of law and democratic accountability, they may be gone when you most need them.